So earlier this week, I was in the car driving, and while I was driving, I turned into the Breakfast Club. I didn't realize that Jaleel White was going to be on the show, so it caught me by surprise when I heard him on the show when he was talking about his career, and he was also promoting his new book. Because I didn't even know he had a book coming out. And you guys better get you an Urkel book while you can, because they are flying off the shelf. Now, if you're a fan of Key and Peele, I'm pretty sure you remember when they did the Family Matters skit. It came out about 10 years ago, but I promise you, it's one of the funniest skits I've ever seen.
Jaleel! There's no Jaleel, only Steve. It's always been Steve.
So during the Breakfast Club interview, Charlamagne was like, yo, what made you decide to rock that pose laying down? Because you know we've seen that pose before. He said the thing that made him decide to do the pose was when they first introduced his Stefan character on Family Matters. He was wearing a white suit. But then also all of the greats did it. And then he said, you know, he was just having fun because when he's on Instagram, he likes to post stuff and he just likes to have fun with his fans. So that's what made him decide to do it. But I know you guys remember all of the greats that did it before him, right? Luther Vandross, Lionel Richie, Teddy Pendergrass, Michael Jackson. And now we have Jaleel White. And he said, you know, when you see somebody rocking this pose right here, you know the content is going to be fire. And then they also talked about something that I remember reading about a long time ago. They were talking about how originally on Family Matters, the Steve Urkel character, he was only supposed to be in like one episode. It was supposed to be a one and done. But since the audience loved his character so much, he became a part of the main cast. And then after that, he just blew up. And another thing I thought was dope when I was a kid, anytime you become so popular, they give you an action figure. That's when you know you the shit. You can still buy this right now. Like you can go on Amazon or eBay and still buy this action figure right now. They still sell these right now. And I was just in Target and Walmart recently and I saw one of these. And he's only 3 years older than me, so I remember a lot. And if you grew up in the 90s, you remember back then that the TGIF lineup was fire back then. All of the programs back then was fire. We had Full House, Perfect Strangers, Boy Meets World, Family Matters. Over the years, it started to change a little bit because I remember hanging with Mr. Cooper. We had Step by Step, and then also Boy Meets World. I didn't really watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch that much, but I remember that show too. And Charlamagne also asked him this question too, but I remember exactly what happened. It was between like season 3 and season 4. Little sister, Judy Winslow. Judy went upstairs one episode and she just never came back down. Now, Jaleel said there was a number of reasons why the producers on the show decided to get rid of Judy. And he also said it had something to do with her comedic timing and her not being able to deliver a joke. Apparently back then you could get away with a lot because I looked it up online because I wanted to be correct. So by the time she was off the show, it was 1993. So if you think about it, we didn't have social media and we also didn't have Google. Because Google didn't come out to the late 90s, so you couldn't just look stuff up whenever you felt like it. So you expect us just to forget the fact that they once had a baby sister in the house and then one day she just poof, just disappeared just like that? Maybe this is just funny to me. But when I was growing up, I had friends just like Eddie Winslow. So imagine if I was on the show, right, and I was friends with Eddie and I went over his house. And you know, like back then, kids used to play basketball and play video games, right? So let's say I go over his house one day and I'm like, yo, what the hell happened to your sister? The last time I came over here, you had 2 sisters. Where's your little sister? Where's Judy at? And then Eddie's like, Judy who? I just think it's messed up that the whole family just moved on as if she was just never there. Congratulations, Carl. You are the first black deadbeat TV dad. Once Google came out, I did some research on her and I discovered what she did after Family Matters and she became an adult. And you know what? I can't even talk about it in this video. And as time went on, I started seeing Jaleel White appear on other television shows. And I remember that time he was on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And that was a really funny episode. I remember seeing him on an episode of House. And I also remember him being on that TV show Psych. Well, let me finish reading this and I'll let you know what I think.